A new antiviral pill cuts COVID-19 hospitalization and death rates. An at-home pill against coronavirus halves the chance that people newly diagnosed with COVID-19 will land in the hospital or die, early results released by the drug's developer indicate. The pill, an antiviral drug called Molnupiravir, was tested against a placebo in people at high risk of developing severe disease. About 40% of participants in the interim trial were infected with the Gamma, Delta or Mu variants of the coronavirus. Molnupiravir was as effective against those variants as it was against earlier versions of the virus, the company reported. Finding drugs that can work early in an infection hasn't been easy. Currently, only some lab-made antibodies are authorized for newly diagnosed COVID-19 patients who are not sick enough to go to the hospital. Antiviral treatments that can be taken at home to keep people with COVID-19 out of the hospital are critically needed, Wendy Holman, Chief Executive Officer of Ridgeback Biotherapeutics said in the news release. The most exciting aspect of the drug is that it can be taken in pill form, rather than as an intravenous infusion like remdesivir, says Mark Dennison, a virologist at Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville. He did much of the early lab testing of Molnupiravir, previously known as EVE 2801 or MK 4482, but was not involved in the clinical trials. Giving antivirals early in an infection has a chance of stopping the virus before it can do much damage or prod the immune system to overreact. Interim results from the Molnupiravir study were so encouraging, an independent review panel decided to stop the global trial early. To stop a trial for futility is pretty common, when a drug isn't working or when it's showing a negative effect, Dennison says. But to stop a trial because of efficacy, because the drug is working so well is really unusual. Like the FDA-approved antiviral remdesivir, Molnupiravir mimics building blocks of the coronavirus's genetic material, RNA. Remdesivir is a delayed stop sign, Dennison says. When it is inserted into a growing strand of RNA, it slows the polymerase, eventually causing it to grind to a halt, much like a car entering an intersection as the traffic light turns yellow may stop in the middle of the intersection, he says. Molnupiravir instead pockmarks the RNA with many mutations, causing the breakdown of the polymerase and other viral components, much like a pothole-strewn road can cause a car to break down. Those mutation potholes don't just stop the RNA copying enzyme, they also cause damage to other proteins the virus needs to infect cells and replicate. But with Molnupiravir resistance mutations can't emerge because the drug makes too many other damaging mutations, Dennison says. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more news and informational videos.